Welcome to Hindsight Hacking. I'm Corey Carter.
And I'm Ron Cool, and we've talked to hundreds of entrepreneurs hacking their hindsight to give you better foresight.
And now we're bringing you those same great interviews along with other mindset hacks, visibility hacks, and traffic hacks, and more to get you all the tools you need to gain more visibility and gain more traffic.
And of course, gain more sales. So head over to gethhm.com/toolbox to get all the free resources to help you get more.
And so, without further ado, let's get to it.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Daily Hack coming at you early in the morning. But if you're watching this live, put a comment in the comments somewhere on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're at. Or if you're catching this later in the afternoon or evening on the iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google, Amazon, wherever you're at, just, rate, review, subscribe, download. Let us know what you think. And Ron, welcome. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing phenomenal. I am excited to be talking about fun stuff. And then also, guys, just as a fun reminder, if you are live, make sure you give access so we can see your name and talk to you live.
All right. So today we have a very special topic, and it kind of goes with anybody that it starts the new year and they're trying to set goals or resolutions or whatever you want to call them. If they don't look at their foundation, then they're not going to get very far on anything, right? And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about the foundations of anything. And so, the first one that I think everybody knows and understands is the foundation in a building.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so talk to me, Ron, about the foundations of a business, how does one really know if their foundation is solid?
I think it's got to speak to them, right? Like for us, it's got to be important to us. It's got to have some kind of impact out there positively, I feel, right? Mm-hmm. And you got to have a huge passion around it. So, it should be something that you can probably talk about with no prompting. If you were thrown in on a podcast or TV show or a radio show and they said you had 2 minutes, go, you'd be able to talk about it.
Yeah, 100%. And I gotta say, I think people, if their foundation is not solid, they could be swayed, right? They could be knocked down and not get back up. And so, any kind of, in Colorado, we have tornadoes once in a while. The basements of the homes, they're usually still there, right? The foundation is usually still there if a tornado kind of runs through, or a hurricane or whatever, right? Like some kind of thing. The foundation usually is still there. It's the rest that kind of gets knocked down. And so as business owners, you got to know what your foundation is. What's going to make sure, what are you passionate about, as you were saying, Ron, that'll, no matter what, you won't get knocked off. And so I thought today we'd take a minute and kind of talk about our own foundations. And this is not necessarily something we've specifically talked about in a sense of these are our three foundations and we live by these foundations, but it's things that we are passionate about, things that we do and things that we strive for when we're looking at everything. And I think it kind of starts with visibility, traffic, and sales. Like we want to help people gain more visibility, traffic, and sales, like simultaneously, right? So talk to me about like that as a foundation for kind of things that we do.
It pretty much, it's like a meter stick, right? So if we decide, hey, we're gonna do this product, it's got to hit those three things. If it doesn't hit those three things, we might do it, but it's like low totem pole later right down the road. It's not right now. If we add something to help us learn something, it's got to hit those. It's got to be something that we're going to learn to be able to help our people gain one of those. Right.
Yep.
And for me, it's that impact piece. I won't, when we started this, we're like, hey, we want to give back. We want to do this. And we're giving back in such a unique, different way than I think we originally started. But the amount of impact we're creating through others' impact is unmatched.
Yeah. And it's funny. I mean, we did set out with a mission to help and a mission to serve. We found ourselves stuck at one point and we're like, oh my gosh, we are not going to let people go through what we went through. Right. So we're going to help them get visibility and bring traffic, which ultimately, we're all in a business to make a little bit of money to provide for our family, right? Like, not that everybody's out to just, make millions. We're just out to provide and do things that we want when we want as entrepreneurs. So it all stems back to the visibility, traffic, and sales. And then, on accident, we were like, oh my gosh, do you know what the greatest feeling is through this journey is every single entrepreneur that we impact, they are impacting thousands of others. So we might impact 5 people, and next thing you know, there's 5,000 people impacted by that. And that is such a gratifying adventure, right?
Yeah.
And so our foundations, we're kind of with a visibility, traffic, and sales. We're looking to impact people that are impacting people, and then kind of pieces of how do we do that, right? And so how to break down some of the visibility aspect, and that's podcasting, right? Like podcasting changed our lives, and now we're changing lives of people to launch or edit or whatever their podcast and truly make it an asset for them and not just a time suck, right? And so but the podcasting on every level of what we do for others, it fits within the foundation of the visibility.
Right. So the other piece that we did, part of our foundations, is we decided what we didn't like that others were doing. Right. So we're like, okay, we will never we sold somebody into something, we're going to instantly upsell them into something else. Like, we won't do that. We also just decided to take away every single excuse that someone could have and throw everything into it, because it's more important to us that your message gets heard than for us to nickel and dime people. Like, that's not why we're doing things. We're doing it to help you get your message out there, and your message is important, and we don't want you to quit. And we have the ability to help people not quit.
Yeah. I mean, who out there has bought a course and not done jack with it, right? Who out there has bought a course and then you never have FaceTime with the course creator, or you never get to know anybody, right? And also through that, when you bought the course, you just paid $1,000. And the next thing you know, before you even exited, there's that OTO or upsell, right, of another $500. And then you buy that one. Oh, there's another OTO for another 1,000, or whatever the numbers are. Right? And so, so as we create everything, we fit it within our visibility, traffic, and sales model. And then we want to make sure that we just include what we need and what that person needs. Like, I know we might be leaving money on the table.
Right.
Let's create the things that people can go achieve. Like, it's not about selling a course. It's about selling something that can impact somebody. And it goes back to that.
Well, it's a very unique approach, right? But we feel if we over deliver on the stuff we say we will do, and we keep our words to ourselves and our clients, why would they leave?
Yeah.
And when they think of something else that they need, we're there.
Yep. Perfect way to do things. I think for us, that fit with our values, that fit in our foundation. So if you're out there just starting something, where are you at? What is your foundation? Have you spent the time figuring out, like, if a tornado comes through and knocks you down, what's still going to be part of it? What's still going to be standing? And that therein lies will be your foundation. And so before you go make a goal, before you go and do a bunch of things like on the top level, you got to make sure that foundation is built strong and is is deep and wide and strong to never matter what's happening, because if you get knocked down, you've got that there to go back on.
Right. And understand there's going to be times you get knocked down. You're going to have them. You're going to have those times, and your foundation definitely isn't going to be shaken if you're doing things for the right reason. But you have to have some resolve to rebuild it if it does get knocked down, and stay on the course of those foundations.
Yep. All right, everyone. This has been another Daily Hacked. I hope you found a value in it. If you did, let us know in the live comments or in the review of any of the podcast platforms, or just DM us. Ron and I, we would love to chat. And at the end of the day, if we can serve you in any way, we will happily do so. So again, thank you so much. And we will talk to you soon.
Guys, thanks for being the best part of the Hindsight Hackers community.